and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK.
Hey, you're bringing the uncle back.
Yes, sir.
I like it. I'm
my uncle now, okay?
Shout out to Asher, man. Asher,
yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how you feeling, bruh?
Man, I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I like the new shoes, man. Where'd you cop those?
Aldo's, man. It's like
Aldo's?
Aldo's, yeah.
You don't got to tell. Like, you giving out secrets. You got to be like, man, it's not for you. Or, when somebody say, what's your size? You be like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just be like, don't worry about it. But
It is what it is, man. It is what it is, though.
I like it. How's your Sunday been, though?
Man, it's been good. Other than the fact that, I woke up late.
I see you itching your skin there, like.
And I didn't.
It's like, what we talking about today.
This is man problems right here. You know what I mean? We have that on the growth. It's a pain, man.
I thought you had some skin stuff.
Oh, nah.
Because I was going to say, we got a perfect person in the building.
I mean, people get bums and stuff, bro. Like, this Jones just don't pop up.
Yeah?
On the
but you don't get, like, razor bumps, no?
No. I do.
You did?
Yeah, I do. I do get razor bumps. I can use a razor on my face because
you got to use like a shaving machine.
Yeah, shaving machine and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? I guess that they can help out with all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find out.
Man, let them know who we got in the building.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let them know as soon as I let the people know I don't got no pores on me. You know what I'm saying? My skin is. I'm just kidding. She is. She is two of the 4 United States doctors to earn a Ph.D. in Cosmetic Science and the founder of Dr. Jen Knows All. She is the second African-American skincare scientist in the United States of America. Listeners and watchers, please help us welcome Dr. Jen in the building.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
mic check. Y'all
mic check.
Mic check. 1, 2.
We was gonna get
comfort zone.
we're just gonna get turned to some Tupac, you know what I'm saying, before we get this show started.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Apple, update thing is doing this thing.
Yeah,
so
man. Yeah.
Man, he's hating, but anyway.
To be clear, I am the second African American in the U.S. to get a Ph.D. in skin science from the University of Cincinnati, but not the only. So let's keep that clear.
Let's keep it definite. Gotta get that bio straight, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a typo. We're just gonna leave it at a typo. Yeah. But like, you don't just wake up. That's something like. Is there only? I'm sure has there been more after you?
There has been. So I think there have been 3 after me. But that's a field that, as you think about, as we grow up, and it's like, oh, you could be a doctor, a nurse, or whatever. Doctor, nurse, different things, or school teacher, but you don't think about being a chemist. And if you do, because that's why we're pushing so much for STEM, then you definitely don't think about this field. So I didn't know about it until I realized I was graduating from college and my sister found the program, and I knew I wanted to make more money than I would being just a chemist with a BS degree. So she found that program, and I think it's been around since 1974. And still, we are not the only Black women, just Blacks in general.
Man.
Yeah. So, again, I think it's about connection and what you're exposed to. Yeah. And we have to make sure that we're talking about it and we're out here more, So it's not so much about your story, but about exposing people to your story, because that's so helpful.
Man, you made mention about chemistry. I don't know about you, bro, but that's the least subject I ever thought of taking in college.
But you're a mathematician.
But I don't mean that I like chemistry.
Wait a minute. A mathematician?
Well, I mean, I love math.
He is in love with math. He loves math.
Yeah, but I don't like
out of 6 kids.
Chemistry.
Yeah, he was the only mathematician in the family. How do you get drawn to like chemistry? What you were saying, you hinted to. There was something that drew you to that.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I wasn't drawn to chemistry. So I was always into cosmetics. I worked at CVS as a teenager. I love cosmetics and eyeshadow and lipstick and all those things. And then my sister actually got her Ph.D. before me. And she was in chemistry. So I was like, oh, okay, let me do that. Just like that, following her footsteps. She's 5 years older than me. And then once I got into it, it's like, okay, it's not just about if she wants to do it. You got to figure this out for your own, for your own life and yourself. And so I think that's what drew me to knowing that I needed something different and I needed to figure out exactly what that looked like. So that's how I got into it. And then once I got into it, I realized that there's so much that we don't know about the skin. We don't talk about the skin, the hair, and not just us as Black people, but people in general.
The human race, yeah.
Skin is the largest organ, and people don't think of it like that. It's like a cosmetic tapestry. So, okay, if I want this beard, if my skin is itching, if, these things are happening, it's all external, but skin health is all about what you're doing holistically. You think about your heart. So you wouldn't go to someone else and say, what you doing for your heart? But we do that all the time. But what you putting on your skin? And so we think about the skin in that way. And I learned that while I was in grad school because people kept asking me questions and, and friends and family. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's something here because it's a plethora of products out there, and I will be on my soapbox, so stop me if you have a question. But there's so many products out there, and we don't know what to do. And so, and we don't talk about that. So we know about a dermatologist.
Yeah, that's
and then we go to
that's
Ulta.
The thing. Like when you hear like skin sciences, I'm immediately thinking like, or somebody watching this like, it might pause right. You're like, oh, I got a dermatologist. You know what I'm saying? Why?
And I am not a dermatologist.
So what's the distinction?
The difference,
So the difference is that dermatologists you go to their office for disease states. And so, for example, if you have skin cancer, they still do skin research, but a skin scientist is researching all the products that you get on the shelf. There's somebody researching that. There's a scientist that is like, okay, this is better than this. This ingredient is better than that. So that is what a skin scientist does. So that's the difference. For me, it is now about, since I have 2 girls, about natural skincare and how can I take out the chemicals, because I am still a scientist. So I think it's a combination of both, like the best of both worlds. My philosophy is all about moderation. So it's not like one versus the other, but that's what I'm doing as a scientist now on my own.
So when somebody approaches you, right, and like, do you take a look at the skin and what the person is intaking at that given point in time? I mean, help us understand the process from when somebody comes to you to the after effect.
So that's the thing. People always say, "Fix me." Like, what? I got this thing right here on my face. What should I do with it? Well, I don't know, because I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know your sleeping habits. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know if you're doing any stress management. And so that's the whole thing. I have 5 things that really give to skin health. And so you can't just walk up and want to be fixed, right? Like, I'm not Yana. I can't fix your life. I can't fix your skin. And so I think that's the thing, because we don't think of it as an organ. I get those questions all the time. And so then I ask more questions, and then it is, okay, we're going to have to sit down and have an actual conversation, because it is complicated. And like I said, there's no one size fits all. So you have to figure that out. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that everybody wants to like, hey, I got this. What you want?
Right.
I'm gonna put that coconut oil on it and we're gonna move on. But that's not always the case.
So how do you approach your daughters? You mentioned, right now you all about like natural, like remedies and stuff. So what?
Coconut oil is everything.
It's that black girl magic right there. Just have a little coconut
oil. 2 and 4. I'm like, I'm gonna put some coconut oil on it and fix that shit, and then.
I guess like, better question. What is Dr. Jen knows best? And you also got the skin juice. Your skin juice. I can say skin juice pusher. Yeah. There's some people push crack. Like, you push skin juice. So what's in this stuff, yo?
So. The pusher part, I was like, I can't wait to get some feedback on that. But there are key issues that we have with skin, and that is just global, right? And so 3 of the juices that I have, and I'm going to have some more, but 3 of the juices that I have currently are about some of those key issues. So when you think about acne, inflammation, and all of that, it's about cleaning the body and cleansing the body. And when you have breakouts and all of that, so that is The Beats by Dr. J. I know y'all like to play on it.
I like that. Yeah. That's clever. I like it.
Yeah.
The other one is, which actually was my first one, is youth. Because that one is all about fighting the signs of aging. And everybody, man, woman, they want to fight signs of aging.
Hold up, you found a fountain of youth?
I didn't say that.
Oh, shit. I was about to say, we rich.
I did say that. Look, I'm telling you the ingredients. That
let me
is
guess
not what I said.
I'm about to say, we rich, Dr. Jen. We got to talk after this podcast. How can I invest?
So that one is heavy on vitamin C, because you can get vitamin C from your berries, and that is really good because you can you need vitamin C to produce collagen. And people don't think about that as well. So collagen will plump the skin, and so you really can't fight. You can fight them, but if you already have wrinkles, you can make them plumper, but you can't replace that unless you're going to do plastic surgery. So let's be clear. But in fighting the signs of aging, yes, this is great for that. And then the other one is about hydration. So that one is watermelon and cucumber based, and a lot of people don't want to drink water, but water is so great because it helps the cells do what they need to do for your skin, and it plumps the skin so you look younger. And this is a alternative to that. So,
and what about the all natural hand, body, and scrub?
So I use the pulp from the juices to make the scrub.
Like orange juice and stuff?
No. So I use the carrot pulp.
Okay, got you. Yeah,
so I use the carrot pulp from the juices. Right now, what we have is a hand and body scrub. And, waste not, want not. So we're trying to replenish everything and show, what you can do, naturally with the skin. And so what we're working on is, and when I say we, that means me, a face scrub as well.
We sounds better.
A face scrub, a lip scrub, and a cleanser. So working on that too.
So is this something you do by yourself? As in, you sit there
yes.
and you grind and you...
What? Yes. Yeah.
Dang.
That sounds like a lot. So let's just say, for example, you have
20 orders.
20 orders.
So I just had 25.
Oh, shoot. We sold you short.
So you sat there and made all of this, packaged them, and sent them out.
Yep.
How long does it normally take you?
And I have to, and because as a scientist, it has to be GMP. So, I have on gloves and all that. Yeah.
What is JMP?
Good manufacturing practices.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So any type of lab that you have would be GMP. Yeah.
So people make orders.
See, I stumble over there like good manufacturing. Yeah.
Where do people order this stuff, by the way?
On my website.
Okay, which
Dr. Jen No Skin.
Yeah, go get some products. Yeah. Support black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what are the, just give us some positive feedbacks you've been getting from, your products.
Well, everybody.
Don't you see her? I'm just kidding. You're shining, by the way. You look good.
Thank you.
It's working.
Thank you.
I need some.
The feedback has been like, good job, because this is something that's new and different, and so keep pushing because that's good feedback. But as an entrepreneur, it's hard, and so you got to make your space. And so I think people are really, the space resonates with people. So I think that's part of the feedback. And then from friends and family, they just like, girl, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Do you have any like people like gym, like people who do gym, like approach you and say, oh, can I try your product, or get your product and actually use that and go to the gym and see 100% results?
No, I haven't had that yet.
Is that something you want to try?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm actually working on.
Is there like a difference? I'm sorry, like somebody goes to the gym, they got bad skin or something?
No, let's just say, it's not just about the skin, but with water cucumbers.
Okay, gotcha.
Some people who don't want to drink water and stuff like that. So for people who work out, this could be a good alternative too to get energy.
So I'm actually working on that to do like a pop up in Merritt Gym right now. So yeah, because I want people to taste it. Because if you taste it, you'll love it and you'll try it.
When is that? Do you have a date?
I don't know. I don't have one. Yeah, but
Well, please
I
do
just-
let us
I
know.
just-
keep y'all posted.
So I just learned,
I am a member of Merit, and so we've been talking about that. Yeah, so
definitely let us know. I love to pull up.
Okay.
And I just learned, doing research for this, that, like you don't have to take that bottled water over there by AK, and like, you can get water from Cucumber. I'm, saying that. The more you know.
You
But
never
let's-
knew that?
Nah, bruh.
Oh,
I see, let y'all know how dumb I am. And let's talk skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people
Let's
listening
talk
right now,
skin.
watching right now. It's like, yo, how do I, minimize the appearance of pores on my skin?
So it's all about the skincare products that you're using. And what I will say is, like I said before, it's individualized. And so what you need to do is go to a skincare professional to do that. So I know that sounds like so cliche and like, oh, I got to pay this money. But like I said, skin is an organ. And so you can't just treat it like, oh, I'm going to just buy this product and go do what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to give you any products. I'm going to tell you that you need to go to a dermatologist, a skincare professional, and figure that out. Because
so what about women who got facial hair? Like, they got to go to a dermatologist too, or is that something to help
estheticians?
them?
So estheticians do that. So if they want, electrolysis and all of that stuff. Yeah. And to be clear, facial hair in women, that's something that as you get older, that happens more often. Because I have hairs that I need to pluck too. I mean, we being real around here.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
For sure,
Like,
for sure.
I plucked a couple of chin hairs today before I got here.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just saying because, for example, some women, like I seen this woman, she had like bumps, right? And I asked her, and I said, wait, why is it that you always got them like in that particular spot?
Well,
So
she may be
using-
shaving.
Yeah. So I
Is
was
she-
like, why?
Because shaving, that's not good.
Yeah.
So if you shaving the face versus your legs, no, that's not something you should be doing. But there's a way,
Pluck them. Just pluck them. Not do
No,
the-
no, no. No. Don't do that.
What do you do?
Wax. Or you can go to a dermatologist and get,
Laser?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do laser, but don't pluck them. I mean, don't shave them.
For people who have oily face, right? What causes that, and how can they fix that?
So again,
Not
that is
dermatologist.
tricky, but I think one of the biggest things that can change that is if you add into your regimen a toner. So if you have a toner that's going to take out some of that oiliness, because that's just all hormonal, and your body's going to produce it either way. And then I know a lot of times, in the summer and springtime, it's going to be worse. So it's all about, again, the products that you use.
So
I
let
know
me-
that sounds so cliche, but I'm like, I want people to get in their head. Like, it's not like I don't know the answer, but there is no one size fits
Fit-
all.
oh, yeah.
And that's why I keep saying it. Like, please.
So is that like is it necessary for everybody to have like a skincare regimen? You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
So
at
what-
least a basic one. At least
Which is?
4 products. So you have to have a cleanser. You have to have a moisturizer. You have to have an exfoliator, and you have to have a sunscreen.
it is for everybody, men and women.
Both.
So what should you? I guess those 4 things are something that you absolutely have to have in your regimen.
Absolutely.
Talk about Dr. Jen's regimen.
So cleanser, my thoughts are you're gonna put that down the drain, so you don't really need that, right? And so I think that's where you save money, because we pay so much money for all these skincare products that are out there. So I use Cetaphil. For my moisturizer, it depends on the summer and the spring versus winter and fall. So I use something different. I'm not gonna say what I use. I really want it, but
Yeah, you gotta go and spill the beans. You know what I'm saying? Is it expensive or something?
No, I'm on a new one now. So
Oh, you try it out.
I'm
You don't
trying out something
Okay,
new.
got
So
you. What did you use before?
I'm not gonna tell you that either.
Ish.
Because it's more expensive. Because everybody wants, great skin, but they
It's
don't
your
want to pay a
skin. You
lot
gotta
for
invest
it.
in it.
Oh, she don't want to say, oh, she bougie.
Oh,
To buy the expensive stuff.
but I talked about Tupac before, so I'm bougie. Or
No, I'm just saying in terms of the products, not.
no, you know what? It's like again, I think it's trial and error, right? And so I think that's the thing, that there are so many products out there that I have tried stuff.
Talking to
and
Mike, by the way.
Sorry, I have products that I have tried, and I hated them, that I paid a lot of money for, and then I have products that I love that I didn't pay. So it's because there are so many products out there. It's really trial and error. So it's not about being bougie. It's like, I can't be. I am bougie about skincare. Like, I ain't gonna put anything on my face, but what I will put on my face is what works. So I think that, yeah. So I guess I am skin bougie. I take that.
How useful are, facial brushes? I'm not going to try to pronounce the names that, two different names. But how useful are facial brushes? Some people have like, nighttime routine, they wash their face and brush with a brush. But how useful are those?
So they are useful. But again, I will go back to what I said before. There is no one size fits all. What I will say about the brushes is that you don't want to overuse them. So you don't want to over exfoliate. So I say 3 to 5 times a week. I wouldn't use them every night, but that's not what the instructions say. And this goes back to everybody wants a one size fits all, and that's just not how it works. And then if your girlfriend does it or your friend does it, you're like, oh, okay, well, they said it worked. Not necessarily. So that goes back to having a conversation, a real conversation with a skincare professional. Again, would you go and be on a podcast and be looking for hard advice? No. So that's the same thing. Skin is your largest organ. So don't do that either.
Speaking of conversation, you also do skincare consulting. So talk a little bit about that.
So that's the thing that I keep saying about, it's personalized. So it's about, lifestyle and your previous, have you used these products? There's so many questions that you can ask. And so, as you all are asking me these questions, I can only give like a generic answer. And they're like, well, Dr. Jen said, well, no, I said that based on a generic answer. And so I stopped doing that, because at the end of the day, we should really sit down and have a conversation. And so that's what I do. So it's about, okay, what's your lifestyle? Are you busy? Can I tell you to drink 2 juices or 5 juices? Are you going to go to a dermatologist, twice a year or not? Have you been to one? What are the things that you have been doing? And so that's what the consultation is about. So the first step of the consultation is all about your history. And it's the same thing, again, about, it's an organ. So it's about your history. Like when you go into a doctor's office, what have you done before? What are you currently using? And then we can go from there.
Right.
Because if I don't know that, I can't give you a fair consultation. And to be clear, not everything works, right? And so that's the other thing too. I think that's different too, because people don't think about that. It's like, well, you told me to use this and that didn't work. Well, has it been 6 weeks? Like, it's not overnight, So that is the consultation piece. So it's the initial questionnaire, and then we have consultations, and then they have access to me after I give them my recommendation. So if they have questions and all of that, that we can follow up.
Now you speak about, lifestyle, and, you preach everything in moderation, but like just for a base, you know what I mean? Like, especially you can speak of this as so just people in general, Black people. What are some things that we do that is definitely hurting us as far as like skin?
No sunscreen. That is the number one thing. We go back, and I know it's so cliche, but black don't crack. Yes, it does. Because things are so different now. We have the ozone layer, we have global warming, and so we need to be using sunscreen. Because we think about, aging as much as anybody else, it's just that we don't say it. But that is the number one thing that we don't talk about. We don't think we need it, all of that. I think the other thing is just lifestyle, just making sure that you know that it's an organ. And I don't even know that that's a Black thing. I think that's just we got to figure that out.
That's just a human thing.
Yeah, we're just trying to educate everybody on that kind of thing. So, like when I say in moderation, if you're going to drink, well, in theory, and I know this probably won't happen a lot, but if you're going to have alcohol, then you should have 8 ounces of water, or my juices, of course, in between each one. So those are things that we should think about. And then the regimen, because that sounds so simple, but people don't think about that. You need to be moisturizing. You need to be exfoliating, especially as you get older, to make sure that your skin is doing the job that it should be doing. And it's protecting you, because the skin is not just for appearances. It is also doing stuff for your body. Like, it is the first defense for anything in the environment that is entering your body. It is also a great defense if you have any issues like liver disease or heart disease. You can see signs on your skin before you can even, before you know that, before you go to the doctor. So,
Speak a little bit about sugar.
I always said, but before you answer that, I always say this: black don't crack unless you do it. My bad. That's corny. Sorry. Go ahead.
And that ain't true. Don't say that in this. Look, that is not true. Maybe before, but not when it comes to the skin.
Sugar, what I'm saying? Sugar, yeah.
So your products.
So sugar, yes, sugar is not good for the skin. And not to say that, it's in moderation. So it's kind of like alcohol. So yes, my juices are, there are a lot of fruits in the juices, but it's all about moderation and where you're getting that sugar from. And if you're monitoring the amount of sugar that you're taking in, because what sugar can do is break down the collagen in the skin. So, it cannot be good, but it's all about moderation again. So
how do you test the amount of sugar you're putting in one container?
I don't test it. And I say that because I don't test it personally. I send it off. So I tell them exactly how much is in each juice, and then they tell me what are the grams of sugar in each juice. Yeah. So.
I gotta ask this, saying like I'm not judging.
But that's not a personal test.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, like, that's not a personal test. Not to say that I don't know, but that's not a personal test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, we all sitting here, saying like we tatted. I'm saying, like, and come.
So am I.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all.
Okay.
Oh, we all tatted. So coming from where we're from, saying, I know when I got my tat, my mom African. It's like, you're spoiling your skin. You're spoiling your skin. Is that a myth? Please say yes. Just say yes, so I can cut this clip and just.
First of all, you're not about to go back to your mama and say
Dr. Jen said,
and then you're gonna have me on video. No, sir. I have actually not done that research. What I do know is that you're putting that ink into your skin, but as long as it's a clean needle,
hey. Dr. Jen said, as long as it's a clean.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Don't put that on the billboard. But,
no, what I'm saying? Like, you hear it stuck in the middle of the podcast, so we always like, I'm saying? Like, we talk about skin, we talk about everything. I think there's been a lot of information people are getting here, but, so just going back to your come up as far as like, the t-shirt now, Dr. Jen knows skin, like, just going back to that beginning, as a people, what I mean? Like, have you encountered any struggles in like building this empire?
Is that a real question?
Yeah.
What? Have you ever had somebody that sat here and said no?
Oh yeah. People always say, nah, like, nah, like everything's been butter, everything's been sweet. Yeah.
So.
No, yes, it has been hard because, to be clear, I came from corporate America, and so it has been a struggle. And like, I have a mentor that says you have wins and you have lessons, so not losses, right? And so it has been a lot of lessons and still learning. So I'm not sitting here saying it's been great, but as I think about my girls, I want to build an empire. And so I think that's the only way to get to that point. So corporate America was cool, not cool, but I could travel and, all those things. But as you think about beyond that, that's what I think about. So I'm like, okay, this is not just for me, but it's for generations to come. And to me, we cannot build generational wealth the way that they have unless we do something different. And I'm not going to be able to do that working in corporate America. That's my own thought. Given the creativity that I have and what I want to bring to the forefront and the products. But my husband works in corporate America, and that's cool. He's also an entrepreneur. So, that's not to knock corporate America, but my own truth has been, yes, that has been a journey. And as a mother of a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, yeah, I'm still working through that
when
right now.
when did you leave? Like, saying, like, say, I'm going this entrepreneurial route. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's been a year. So it's been a year.
So you just
and
woke
there-
up and quit your job?
No, it's been a lot of stuff that
had to lay down first.
that I went through that I'm like, okay, I'm a leave now or not. And then the opportunity presented itself, and so it was just perfect timing for me too, because when you're done with something, that's how I felt. I'm like, okay, this is a lot, and so let me figure out what that looks like. And then the opportunity, it just came together, and so I just think it was God, like, okay, here is my time to leave. And then I left, and then I'm like, well, what the fuck? What do I do now? Because that sounds good in theory. And so I left, and I have my 2-year-old, and she wasn't 2 at that time. She was a 1.5 years. And then you work through it. And I think the thing is that you have to have the right people behind you. So
Facts.
I have my husband, who has been so supportive. I have mentors, and I have friends that are like, I know when I call, they're like, oh Lord, what's she gonna talk about today? But I think those are the things, because when you take that journey, it's so different, because you can get caught up in your everyday, right? And so if you're in corporate America, or you have a job, and that's cool, and that's what you do every day. But entrepreneurship calls out all your weaknesses, all your everything, and it puts it on Front Street.
For real.
And so that is my truth. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, and so I've realized that, you have got to work through that. But as long as you have the right people behind you, and as long as you believe in what you're doing. Because I knew that I wanted to do this before it even happened. Before I even met my husband, before I even left, and before I was even in corporate America. When I was in grad school, I have a piece of paper that I found the other day, and it had a quote on it, a scripture on it, and I looked at it, I was like, that was in 2007? And so I think that's the thing. If you believe in what you're doing, and you have the right people behind you, then you'll,
So,
Where do you
but that sounds so good.
and not like, so like, just be honest. We've had people sit here and like say, nah.
But look, I'm sitting back because that's my, but honestly, that's my truth, because I am still working through it. I'm only a year in, so I'm not here to say, hey, I done made this $1 million, and here is, and people are like, oh, you're Dr. Jen and blah, 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 but still it's a process. And so knowing that and realizing that, and then having the people behind you, because there are days that you want to quit, that you don't, and then those are the reasons why you have the husband, the mentor, the friend that's like, girl, no, what are you talking about? So I think those are the things that you have to think about. Because corporate America is not for everybody, and neither is entrepreneurship. So it's like, pick your poison.
Yeah.
You got to figure out what you want to do.
Where do you see Dr. Jen knows all in the next 2 years?
Dr. Jen knows all.
No skin.
No skin.
No, I thought you were, I thought you were trying to be. I'm like,
No skin, man. It's just.
So 2 things. I am going to expand my business to have more skincare products and more juices. And then the other side of that is I want to educate people, because it's really about, if we know better, we do better. And so I think that's the thing. And like I said, it's not about black, but it's about just people thinking about their skin in a different way. And so I feel like it's going to be a movement, because if you think about your skin as your heart, you would treat it completely different than, oh, let me get this for my beard, or let me get this for. So I think, I know that that's what I want to do, and those 2 things come together. So it's about talking to people and educating them, and then showing them about my products and all of that.
You had the opportunity to attend the second annual iHeart Health Festival. Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was great.
Oh, shout out to Ali Mufa, by the way.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it was a time to educate people. And I was just like, let me tell you about your skin. And I'm from North Carolina. So my husband's like, can you like your accent, blah, blah, blah. He was just like, people like, why are you so excited? Because I am passionate about that. Because I honestly think when you know better, you do better. Mm-hmm. And I know that's, like I said, it's so cliche, but that's true. And so I really want to continue to do what I've been doing as far as the seminars and all of that, because then that leads into the juices and all of the things that, natural skincare and all of those things. Mm-hmm. But we don't appreciate that if we don't know it.
Hey, that's facts, yo. I got to ask you this, though, because we always got to ask, what is success to you?
I knew y'all were going to ask me something that I couldn't answer. Well, you know what? I think I'm successful right now. I am walking in my passion. I have a great husband. I have 2 great daughters that are healthy. And even though the days, entrepreneurship is tricky, this is what success feels like, because I feel like I am building an empire. Mm-hmm. And I am building something to leave to them. Mm-hmm. And so I feel successful, right? Even though you asked, like, if you had asked me earlier, but as I think about it and articulate, what does that, because a lot of times we get emotional and we feel some type of way. But yeah, I think I know I feel successful sitting right here and saying that and sharing the message and my passion to people about skin health, and then having my family and all of that. So
if you have to go back to 20 years old, what would you advise your 20 years old?
Ooh, that's different. You know what? Nothing. You know why? Because I think at that age I was more fearless than I am now. Because as you get older, you have so many more things that are, you're married, or you have a house, or you got these loans to pay. And so do you.
I like it. I like it. That's a perfect
really
way. Do you, boo boo?
Do you?
Hey, man, listen. I think I'm gonna start washing my face. Going back, I tried to do that a while ago. I did it for 2 weeks, and it's like 21 days. Starts a habit. So I'm gonna start small. Wash my face every night.
Oh, okay.
Before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, you thought I meant like every day?
Do you wash it every morning?
Oh, no. I mean every night before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's nice.
Well, and here's the other thing that I always say, because bad habits die hard. So I always have wipes by my bed.
Ooh.
So you should do that. I mean, that's fair, because I'm bad about that, and I'm sitting here talking to you about skin, but
I like
my phone's ringing.
I like that.
Yeah. So
that's the manager calling. She gotta go. That's our time. Now we appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Like dropping gems on us, yo. Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
When your next seminar is coming up, like just let us know. So we come show support and also learn a couple things. Learn 1 or 2 things. Cause
yes, sir.
That man don't like bumps, so
I don't. I need that thing to be clear.
That means he needs some wipes by his bed.
I'm gonna purchase some. Today.
And they can be off-brand.
Yeah.
Well,
man,
Target.
You're gonna purchase the baby wipes that used to clean, the babies.
I used that yesterday, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not on my face, but my hand.
Oh.
Yeah, because I ate some with my hands, so I used baby wipes. Hey, Dr. J. Do what you got.
And coconut oil, like I said, that's my go-to. So if nothing else, you can just clean your face, because you can use that to clean your face. So yeah.
You're the artist, you could just pour coconut oil on your body. And
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you.
I'm signing off on that.
Hey,
that's perfect.
The website, how can people reach you?
Yeah, how can people reach you?
On IG, Dr. Jen _NoSkin, and on Facebook, Dr. Jen No Skin, no underscore, and then online, drjennoskin.com. So.
Well, you can reach us on all social media platforms at SITM Podcast. Appreciate you guys, tuning in, watching this. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this episode, so I hope they can get some out of it. Yeah.
But thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming through.
Let me know who we got next week.
Next week we'll be sitting with Dominique Moan. Miss Maryland, United States 2017 bridal consultant and motivational speaker.
Miss Maryland.
Yeah, Miss Maryland,
All right.
2017.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
She
sir.
also overcame, was that lupus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
wonder what
lupus
that is.
survivor? I wonder that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I
We're gonna
gotta
find
do
out. We're gonna find
research on
out.
that, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Email us, sitmpodcast237@gmail.com for questions, comments, referrals. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on all social media at SITM Podcast. Flex, man.
It's Stuck in the Middle Podcast.
Yeah.